several world champions, and when you take a look at the tail of the tape, it is Jaco at 6'6". I believe he was drafted this week by the Charlotte Hornets in the NBA draft. And the weight's just about the same, and McCall, although he is 4 inches shorter, has the minuscule reach advantage. We are in Virginia and taking a look at the rules. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. The standing 8 count is in effect. Only the referee and the commission can stop the fight, not the doctor. 10-point system in scoring, and the 3 judges will do the scoring. We are ready now for the introductions of the fighters in our main event. Let's go to Russ McCall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the main event of the evening is scheduled for 10 rounds in the heavyweight division. Your referee from Virginia Beach, Virginia is Al Rothenberg. And now, introducing the fighters. First, in the red corner, wearing blue trunks with white trim, weighing in at 223.5 pounds, fighting out of Sarasota, Florida, with a professional record of 22 wins, 12 losses, 18 victories by knockout, David Jaco. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks, he weighed in at 224 pounds from Chicago, Illinois, a professional record of 11 wins, 2 losses, 7 victories by knockout, Oliver McCall. Once again, 10 rounds in the heavyweight division.
Gentlemen, you have your instructions in the dressing room. I won't repeat them all as you say. I expect you to obey all my commands promptly. I expect you to keep your blows up, stop holding. Above all, protect yourselves at all times, regardless of what I say. Touch gloves now, and let's have a good fight.
Oliver McCall in the black trunks, gaining the notoriety as he goes up against this man, David Jaco. Here is McCall, who 3.5 weeks ago, as one of the chief sparring mates of Mike Tyson, put Tyson down in a sparring session. Even McCall would admit Tyson was a little off balance. One of those things, and there's a big right by McCall. Jaco, all 6'6", trying to tie him up. McCall said he'll go for the knockdown very quickly. We saw their fight plans, but in essence, Sean, these are 2 fighters going in without any plans.
And I had asked David Jaco about his fight plan. First time he didn't say anything. Oh, I don't know. And then as he thought about it for a minute, he came up with a fight plan. If you're fighting in a fight and you have no fight plan, you're fighting to lose. You've got to have a plan. You've got to see yourself winning the fight. You eventually got to make that materialize. Jaco got his start in boxing through the Tough Man contest. He did well in the Tough Man contest, decided to go into professional boxing, and has been in with some of the biggest names in the world, including Carlos Hernandez, who we saw on USA last weekend, Super Fights weekend.
Let's get to the biggest names. Like Tyson and Tucker and Weaver. It's the longest. Well, Jaco didn't fight an amateur fight. He did not turn pro until he was 26. He's now 33. He won his first 12 pro fights, then faced Carl the Truth Williams, who was knocked out in the first round. He then went 10 rounds and lost to Carlos Hernandez. In 1985, Jaco in the blue trunks stopped Razor Ruddock in the 8th round, one of Razor's 2 losses. Razor now ranked 9th in the world. Then he stepped in against Tyson and was floored 3 times and lost in the first round. That was before Tyson was a champion. He has been in the ring and lost to Buster Douglas, Jose Revolta, Johnny Deploy, Mike Weaver in 3 rounds, Tony Tucker in 4 rounds. And the difference as far as experience is concerned, Jaco in 42 fights, 131 rounds, and McCall in 13 fights has gone 42 rounds.
And Jaco has been rocked several times during this first round. McCall with those big hooks. Good uppercut by McCall. No follow-up.
Oh, and crumbling to the canvas is Jaco. And he'll take the count. Still over 30. There it is. 30 seconds to go. 3 knockdown rule is in effect here in Virginia. Jaco's last fight, he won 12, or rather a first-round knockout, very impressive, over the African Mike Simwali.
And Jaco is still hurt. He's trying to hold on and try to make a
The big extension by Jaco. Simwali, by the way, ranked number 22nd in the world, was undefeated at 18-0. But Jaco now at the other end of a big punch by Oliver McCall. Jaco survives the round. 1 round down. And Jaco now looks for help in the corner.
He just wanted to try to get back to the corner to try to get some help. Let's listen to his cornerman. Tell him what to do.
You're bending right down into his face.
Bob Miller giving instructions.
You got to get off of that jab. Come on, man. Ready? David, take some deep breaths. David, you have got to get off. You've got to snap that damn jab in there. Snap it. You understand?
All right, this is the knockdown in the first round.
Kind of a delayed reaction. He hit him behind the ear, and then he hit him in the kidney, and down goes Jaco. Here's the actual shot. Black trunks. Oliver McCall throwing that uppercut. That's one that staggered David Jaco. Then he hit him to the body a little bit later, and Jaco went down.
Work the jab, David.
Work the jab, David. That's the final instructions as he awaits the start of round number 2. Al Albert with Sean O'Grady. Thursday Night Fights live on USA next week. John the Beast Mugabe in our main event. McCall doing the pushing. McCall 7 knockouts in his 11 wins, and all 7 within the first 2 rounds. And he is all over Jaco here in the second. He is looking for the uppercut. That's been his best punch so far.
And this fight has been all McCall. McCall has a better sense of his own ability now that he put Tyson down on the canvas. Now he realizes that he's got to go to work. Good left hook by McCall.
McCall won his first 10 fights as a pro. His last fight on the undercard of Tyson Holmes in January, he lost a decision to Mike Bounty Hunter, which supposedly was not a very exciting fight. So Oliver McCall looking to turn things around. He certainly upped the intensity here in the first couple of rounds.
And with that confidence, able to put Jaco down on the canvas in that first round.
Originally, Darren Van Horn, the undefeated schoolboy, is supposed to be in our main event. He has had sciatica problems.
Come on.
And he is out of the ring for a while. Then Tyrell Biggs, the former Olympic gold medal winner, was supposed to be in our main event. Mysteriously pulled out. No comment from the Tyrell Biggs camp. So this fight put together over the weekend. McCall and Jaco. McCall, who has served as one of the chief sparring partners for Mike Tyson, as Tyson worked up to the Spinks fight.
Every punch from McCall has got some power on it. Every punch is a knockout punch. McCall, the shorter of the two, at only 6'2", Jaco at 6'6", and McCall has longer arms, even though he's shorter. His reach is 80 inches, whereas Jaco's is 79. The jabbing reach a little bit different. Jaco's 34, McCall's 31. Obviously taking into account those shoulders, that wide shoulder span from Oliver McCall. Jaco not using his jab, not using any kind of reach whatsoever.
Well, Mr. Robinson, who asked in KO comments, questioning how much fighters make who work the prelims, he may be interested to know that Oliver McCall, as a sparring partner for Tyson, made $2,000 a week. Some may feel that's not worth stepping in with Tyson every day for a few rounds.
Well, he was making that before he knocked Tyson down. Now he's got to pay Tyson $2,000 a week.
Rather be Spinks, work for 91 seconds and make $15 million.
And he hit him with another right hand that stunned him.
For local cable systems, let's pause for these messages.
In today's changing financial environment, you need the support of a financial institution.
The Black Trunks comes out for round number 3 against David Jaco in the blue, and Sean O'Grady. McCall has come out for this fight, showing that he in no way wants to stay in that kind of sparring partner syndrome. He wants to break out of that kind of a possibility.
That's right. One of the terms in boxing, sparring partner syndrome. If you are a sparring partner of a big fighter such as a Tyson, normally your career is on the other side, and you are paid $2,000 a week to take a beating in many cases. However, in this case, looking at Oliver McCall here tonight, he's not...
Oh, Jaco takes the right. And the foundation crumbles. He'll sit out the count as the referee, Al Rothenberg.
Right hand finally connecting, finally preponderance of punches, finally landing a right hand that sent Jaco to the canvas. McCall has hit him at will with every punch that he's got. Jaco visited the canvas in the first and here again in the third. Again a right hand. He's weak on that left side of his head.
McCall pounding away. Jaco not even holding on. Now he is.
And McCall has those big hooks. That's where his power is, that right hook.
When Jaco falls, he looks like a 30-story building being detonated and just crumbling.
And Oliver McCall looks a bit like Mike Tyson with that right hook. Very powerful.
McCall coming out of the sparring with Tyson, believe it or not, says he feels Bert Cooper is the hardest puncher he has faced, not Tyson. Oh, big sounding right. Flush on the head of Jaco. Here's another right and a left. Too much for Jaco to handle. He's down for the second time in this round. Third time in the 3 rounds of this fight. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. One more time in this round, and it is over. We have 45 seconds to go.
Referee Al Rothenberg had better stay very close to this fight because Jaco, visiting the canvas twice, was hurt both times. He may still be hurt here.
How will he survive this round? He's trying to dance, backpedaling, keeping away from McCall. There's the time remaining. Trying to beat the clock one more time. He's down in this round. It is over. 5 seconds to go. And David Jaco beats the clock.
Metro Media Paging presents.
Oliver McCall learned quite a bit from Mike Tyson in sparring because he's learned to throw that right hook. Overhand right from Oliver McCall. Beautiful shot, and that has been the story of this fight. This is live action, 4th round.
And right here to start the 4th, initially McCall was backing up. Jaco down once in the first round, twice in the second.
And I've got McCall with a comfortable lead at this point. 10-point system here in Virginia. I've got McCall way ahead, 30-24. I've given him every round.
McCall 11-2 with 7 knockouts. 4 of those coming in the first round, 3 in the second. Jaco says no.
Jaco weak on that left side of his head.
Let's go, I got it. Let's go, break it up, break it up.
What a target for Oliver McCall. Jaco at 6'6", and McCall dealing some bullseyes so far in this one. Jaco 22-12 with 18 knockouts.
Jaco not learning at all. If he can put that left glove up over the ear on that left side, he would be able to block that right hook of McCall's.
One of Jaco's knockout victims, Razor Ruddock, 3 years ago.
There's an example of how low that left hand is, right on it again, right in the same spot. That's very, very dangerous.
Jaco in April, first round knockout, impressive over Mike Simwali in West Germany. The African fighter ranked number 22 in the world was 18-0, but Jaco's showing very few signs of that fight here tonight.
And probably because of a conglomeration of things. Him not being able to train for this fight properly, not knowing who he's fighting, last-minute manager conflicts, last-minute substitution.
And Styles, Oliver McCall.
No fight plan.
And now McCall, Sean, stepping back.
McCall has slowed a bit in this round. He's trying to pick his shot and go ahead and take his opponent out. Trying to land the big bomb. He realizes that he's well in control of this fight.
Time remaining in round number 4. Main event scheduled for 10 rounds. Main event next week. John the Beast Mugabe going for his 30th win, 30th knockout. be coming to you from Tampa. Final seconds of round number 4. And a round for rest, which had to be welcomed by David Jaco against Oliver McCall. He does not mind talking about the day he put Tyson down in sparring. I think he's more and more talks about it. That knockdowns become more and more thrilling and embellished. He says he got Tyson a good one to the side of the head. Nobody's going to take that punch from me, says McCall. Other people say Tyson was kind of stumbling off balance up against the ropes and was basically hit in the chest.
And he's got that powerful right hook. That's what has been able to put David Jaco down in the first and again in the 4th round, twice in that 4th.
Well, if you thought Bobby Crabtree worked up a sweat, Jaco came in this fight weighing 223.5 pounds. He may be down to around 210 already, and we're just halfway through.
Every time that McCall punches and hits Jaco, he crumbles. Every time he grimaces.
And he shakes his head and says, nah, that didn't do anything. Jaco's been down 3 times, once in the 1st round and a couple of times in the 3rd. Jaco, who started boxing out of the tough man competition, had no amateur fights, and at the age of 26 turned pro, a pro career that has now spanned 7 years. He's 33 years old.
Every time that McCall punches, he forces all the air out of his body and gives a little snort when he punches. Now, he does that for a reason. The reasoning behind that is you want to get all that air out of your body so that if you get hit in the body, in the stomach, it won't knock the air out of you. There goes the mouthpiece of David Jaco.
And he has a minute to go to finish this round. Jaco saying to the referee, Al Rothenberg, he's leaning on him.
Jaco's complaining, telling sign of when a fighter is whipped. McCall slowed down the pace since the 4th round. He had Jaco ready to go. Al Rothenberg, referee, found a little bit of tape hanging loose from Jaco on his left glove, had his cornerman cut it off. Now this is a good time for Jaco to take a rest, take some deep breath.
Hi, Adam and Aaron.
He's not doing that.
All right, come on.
He's still without a mouthpiece in this round. David Jaco.
Come on, stop it.
So we should be now just under 30 seconds left in the round. Jaco, originally from Toledo, Ohio. Now fighting out of Sarasota, Florida. He's been living there the last couple of seasons. McCall out of the Windy City, Chicago. There's the time remaining in round number 5.
All the action has been from Oliver McCall in that 5th round. Here he is. That right hook has been the telling blow of this fight.
And we have just begun the 6th round. Jaco doing some holding. How has Jaco survived down 3 rounds or 3 times in this fight? And why hasn't McCall put him out by now?
McCall's not been able to put him out because McCall hasn't been throwing enough of that right hook. Perhaps he can double up on the right hook. Fights over 6 rounds for both of these guys. Jaco's been over 6 rounds 10 times for Jaco, 1 time for McCall. And McCall, noticing this fight, he has slowed some since that 4th round. Referee gives him a warning for holding on to McCall.
Keep in mind, Jaco has gone 10 rounds, over 10 on 3 occasions. And that is uncharted territory as far as Oliver McCall is concerned. He has never gone beyond 6.
Jaco showing the signs, showing some battle scars. Left eye is swelled a bit around the left orbital of that eye, starting to show some signs. Now, he has been hit numerous times with that right hand right on the eye over there. There should be more swelling than what's on there. Perhaps he's hitting with an open hand. sounds hard, but it's not hard.
And Sean Jaco, who has 18 knockouts in his 22 wins, has never had McCall in danger.
This fight has been all McCall. McCall keeping the pressure on. However, last couple of rounds starting to back up. Good right uppercut by McCall. Smart move by McCall. He should be using some more of those right uppercuts. If something's working, use it.
McCall doing his Roger Clemens impression, pitching the shutout so far here into the 6th round. A minute to go in round number 6. And Jaco, the wily veteran, has survived 3 knockdowns, now taking McCall where he has never been before. Once we get past this 6th round, if we do, maybe hoping that McCall's punched himself out and then maybe fashion what he supposedly has, a knockout punch.
I've just answered my question earlier in this round about the swelling around the eye of David Jaco. The swelling is around the ear. That is where McCall has been hitting him, right there again, right on that ear. That ear could burst before this fight's over. The ear is right where you're supposed to hit a guy. The jugular veins right underneath the ear carry the blood from the heart to the brain.
Well, I certainly hope not. For our local cable systems, we'll be pausing for these messages. As a pro in the 7th round, he has won 11 of his 13 fights, 7 by knockout. And maybe David Jaco, who has really taken punches through 6, will feel a little more at home, bringing McCall into his territory, 6 rounds and above. Jaco's been down 3 rounds. And Sean, he has really taken the shots tonight.
Taking a lot of right hands on that left ear of David Jaco. That ear we talked about last round bursting. If that could happen, if that would happen, he would get a cauliflower ear.
That's how it happens.
If you've been around boxers, you know that blood goes up in that ear and it cauliflowers. It stretches it all out and it really looks nasty.
Well, if this one goes to 10, he may also get a cauliflower nose and a cauliflower chin. It will be a veritable salad. But Jaco is surviving.
Oliver McCall starting to give more room to Jaco. He's gotten off of him. He had Jaco going once early in the fight, had him down in the 3rd round twice, but now he's backed off of him.
Well, Jaco has been down against the best of them. He fought Mike Tyson, was down 3 times in the 1st, and the fight stopped in the 1st. He also fought Mike Weaver and was stopped in the 3rd round on cuts. No elbowing, says Al Raftenberg. He also fought Tony Tucker and was stopped in the 4th because of cuts. As a matter of fact, in that fight, Tucker with 3 low blows against Jaco. He survived that and then lost the fight on cuts. But here he is. He's taking all these shots from McCall, but staying away from cuts.
And McCall has gotten arm weary. He's tired.
Jaco now with a couple of rights. McCall pushed off. Jaco, could he be turning this around? Was he just setting McCall up all along, becoming a human punching bag to take him here into the 7th, into the late stages? Now McCall just bullies Jaco against the ropes.
And does Jaco have enough left to take McCall out if he can set him up again?
So perhaps a turn, making this interesting in the closing seconds of round number 7. Our main event at Virginia Beach on USA's Thursday Night Fights, going to the 8th round. Oliver McCall, his reaction on the champ's so-called retirement.
He ain't here to take no criticism. You have a lovely wife, and they're on his personal life. And I really don't blame him for retiring for a bit. And as good as Tyson is, he could retire for 6 months to a year and demand a certain amount of dollars just to get back in the ring.
All right, and for the time perhaps clearing up 3 heavyweight divisions for guys like Oliver McCall.
And nobody knows you better than your sparring partner. That is the guy that you hang out with. That's the guy that you train with. The guy you many times talk over your problems with.
And Oliver McCall now feeling the strain of 7 rounds behind him. He had Jaco in deep trouble. Had him down in the first round. Had him down twice in the third. And Jaco showing his first signs of life at the late stages of that last round.
And it has all been from that right hook, those knockdowns of David Jaco. Oliver McCall hitting him with that right hook, and since the fourth round, McCall has slacked up on his right hook. Missing there.
8th round action. Al Albert and Sean O'Grady from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Thursday night fights on USA. We're halfway through the 8th. John the Beast Mugabe is up next in our main event next week from Tampa, Florida. They'll be fighting Kenny the Blizzard Snow.
You can see why David Jaco has been getting hit with those right hooks, because he carries that left hand very, very low. Very susceptible. Now he can do one of 2 things. He can use that shoulder to protect himself against that right hook, or he could bring that hand up over his ear. And he is at this point just content with holding on. Very, very arm weary, very tired. It takes a lot out of a fighter to get knocked down and get back up. It takes a lot out of him mentally and physically.
And Al Rothenberg calls a time. Williford in the corner now. Oliver McCall.
Come on, let's go.
Going as fast as I can.
And I'll tell you what, Al Rothenberg sure watches these fighters very close. He won't let any string come off. Now this is good time for David Jaco to be taking deep breaths, getting himself ready. Every second you're inside those ropes, you should be using to your advantage instead of your opponent's advantage. But Jaco did not.
40 seconds were left when Al Rothenberg stopped the fight and brought the man into his corner. And there's the time now remaining in the 8th round. And now this is where Jaco's experience may help him out. He has to knock out McCall in the last 2 rounds to win this one. No question about it. 8 rounds down. And the pace certainly has slowed down. Well, the pace will pick up here on USA, premiering tomorrow. It's music news and interviews with special performances by artists like Elton John. It's like nothing you've ever seen. Plug into Wired, premiering tomorrow at 10, 9 Central, right here on USA. Well, tonight's fighters roll with the punches, and Robert Klein will have you rolling with laughter. Join special guests Billy Crystal and Carrie Fisher. Robert Klein time at Sunday at 10, 9 Central on USA.
Go out there and punch sharp for me. Behind your jab. The man can't do nothing if you jab and then throw your punch. Let's go. Get the bucket.
More stern, serious look to the face of Oliver McCall, who thought that this fight would be over in the 3rd round. 9th round action scheduled for 10. David Jaco said he would knock him out. He has 18 knockouts in his 22 victories. But right now, oh, big straight left by McCall.
Big left hook by McCall. He may have found a home for that left hook. Has not been able to land it yet. Perhaps he could fake the right hand and come with that big left hook again.
Jaco at 6'6", very gangly in there, and every time he went down, it maybe looked more looked like he was in more trouble than he really was, only because of his size.
Well, what is it they say? The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Well, we saw that happen 3 times already in this fight.
You just want to make sure they don't fall on.
Yeah, right. McCall is 4 inches smaller, but half a pound heavier than Jaco. McCall at 224. Well constructed.
And I see a piece of tape getting ready to come loose again. That I imagine the referee will step in and stop the bout and take that tape off on David Jaco, on the left hand of David Jaco.
Halfway through round number 9.
All of this hugging and holding these guys are doing, hanging on, and pulling and pushing. They pulled that tape off their gloves. Around each one of their gloves, around the laces, they've got tape so that the laces don't come loose and they have to stop the fight. Now, here they have the tape on there, and the tape is starting to come loose.
And I'm surprised Rothenberg hasn't stopped this right now. It is right, it's dangling out there, the tape from the left glove.
Oh, big right hook to the body. Oliver McCall, only one punch though, not combinations. The first few rounds, the first 4 rounds, Oliver McCall was punching in combinations. Now he's throwing the one punch, trying to land the bomb. And he looks arm weary.
Jaco looking to measure him. Coming down to 30 seconds left in this 9th round. Jaco starting to pick up the pace. And whatever is left of David Jaco, we will be seeing in the final 3 minutes.
And again, the old-time trainers tell their fighters to come on strong that last round. We can even see a knockout still.
5 seconds left in the 9th, and we are headed to the 10th and final round.
No matter what's...
And for the 4th time in his career, Jaco into the 10th round. Oliver McCall, this is the first in his pro career. McCall 11-2 with 7 knockouts. Jaco 22-12 with 18 knockouts. 10th and final round. And Sean O'Grady says for Jaco to win, he's got to knock McCall out here in the 10th.
And I had given McCall every round. Remember, he knocked down Jaco in the first round and in the 3rd round. He knocked him down twice. He has comfortably been in the lead throughout this fight. Jaco been content with holding on or trying to last through the round, trying to make it through each round. But he is competitive.
This one looked like it would be over early. Jaco crumbled to the canvas after a big right by McCall in the 1st. And then Jaco down twice in the 3rd and able to survive before being beaten by the 3 knockdown rule here in Virginia.
Jaco just threw a good right hand, but no combination. One punch fighter. Now trying to block that right hook of McCall.
And Jaco has taken quite a punch in this fight. Halfway through round number 10. Both fighters working up a sweat. Oh, big right by Jaco. Between rounds, trying to cool McCall off. His corner putting some ice down his trunks. And some of them lodged there, now starting to fall all over the ring.
They must have heard you talk about putting ants in your pants.
That was another fight, right? How dangerous can that be?
That can be very dangerous because it's easy to slip on that ice and fall down, twist your ankle. There we go, just as I'm talking about. Down goes Jaco. He did not slip on the ice, though. He was wrestled down to the canvas by Oliver McCall.
Now, is that the way Tyson went down in the sparring session?
Could have been.
Right now, that's not what the story is as far as Oliver McCall is concerned. There's the time remaining in the fight.
And it might be interesting to hear Tyson's version of that knockdown. This fight has been all Oliver McCall. McCall seemed to have learned from Tyson because he's throwing that sweeping right hook throwing it off that right foot, using his weight, every ounce that he's got in the power of those punches.
And that is it. McCall is disappointed. He's upset. He wanted the knockout. He thought he had it in the first, and then he thought he had it in the third. But David Jaco, a survivor. And
the first part of the fight was much faster. As the fight grew longer, Oliver McCall started fading.
And tonight's Power Punch is brought to you by Old English 800 malt liquor. For the taste that's mellow, yet stronger. Do yourself a favor. Try a cold gold can of Old English 800. And a lot to select from in the 8th round. Take a look at Oliver McCall. Come here, says Jaco, after he takes that left. And that was our Old English Power Punch. Ten rounds complete in our main event. We're at the Pavilion in Virginia Beach. Let's find out who won that fight. And let's go to our ring announcer, Russ McCall.
Gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge number 1 scores the fight 97-92. Judge number 2 scores the fight 98-90. And judge number 3 scores the fight 98-91. The winner by unanimous decision, Oliver McCall.
Oliver McCall coming off his sparring knockdown of heavyweight champion Mike Tyson. Looked for the knockout here early, did not get it. He's a little disappointed, but he has won his 12th fight as a pro against a couple of defeats. And right now it is McCall with Sean O'Grady in the ring.
Oliver, you a little upset about not knocking out?
Yeah, I'm kind of upset, but then I'm happy again. I'm happy that I know I can go 10 rounds. First of all, I'd like to say happy birthday to my wife, Alethea, and hi to my dad, and Slick Oscar, and the rest of my friends that's at home watching me, my mom, and my brothers and sisters.
Congratulations to everybody there.
Yeah.
Oliver, you knocked him down in the first, and then again in the third 2 times. Weren't able to capitalize on those knockdowns.
Well, I wasn't doing like my trainer was telling me. He was telling me to short off my punches. I was throwing wild punches. I'm upset the way I was throwing my punches, but I got a new trainer now. And he's been working with me for only 2 months now. But I'm sure I'm going to get right back in the gym. And once he showed me how to shorten up them punches, take my time, and work that body and head, I'm sure I'll be a better fighter. And my first time going 10 rounds, and I'm going to do it, though.
You told us before the fight that you were going to throw a lot of punches. You did the first 3 rounds. You seemed to have tired as the fight went longer. Did you get tired?
Well, I got a little fatigue, but I was frustrated mentally that I didn't take them out. I was frustrated I wasn't throwing my punches correctly. But I was in there to fight. The guy who I was fighting, Mr. Jaco, he fought a good fight. He had good heart. But I'm sure next time I would train harder for a 10-round fight, and I'm sure I would have that first or second round knockout like I'm supposed to.
Well, congratulations to you. Thanks for talking to us. And so you run your record to 12-7 KO.